There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
You will file articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people, and, you know, I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 billion to combat Asian carp, $25 billion to combat, $25 billion to combat, $25 billion to combat Asian carp.
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come out and address my progressive audience. They won't come out and address Bree's audience, or Katie's audience, or Justin Jackson.
Talking about with that, Jimmy?
I'm talking about anybody who's a progressive in Congress who isn't endorsing #TheVote. All those motherfuckers.
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34. I'm about to be 30. I'm about to be 34 and I have. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34 and I have. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
Like this, and we will, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And this is on live television, and he's like this, and we will, I need water, help me, I need water, help. Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. And you ain't black. And you ain't black.
They had a very bad original concept, one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room. Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family.
Watch Hillary examine the terrain.
This is soup from my
Watch a
family.
campaign with a man
It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup. And they lay it in the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than
lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but you're
perfect size.
Now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you.
And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just. And when they get caught, and when they get caught, and when they get my family, and when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
This is just soup.
All men and women created by the goal. You know the thing.
Get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before. Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before. Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes.
And where it should have stopped is at the deal stand when they thought about it.
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come on and address my progressive audience. They won't come on and address Bree's audience, or Katie's audience, or Justin Jackson, or you. They are not accountable to us. They're accountable to whoever the fuck themselves. Let's not kid ourselves. As Chris Hedges taught us a long time ago, the people attracted to politics are most mediocre.
Mr. Sam, if I could just get the sentence out. Mr. Sam, if I could just get the sentence out.
Stop fucking treating them that way.
I hear Brownie is seconding you in the background.
We can talk about people standing in between us and fucking healthcare. They're putting their fucking personal position ahead of that. Don't fucking forget that.
We can talk about Jimmy Dorkin kill 15 kids tomorrow.
I'm talking about anybody who's a progressive in Congress who isn't endorsing hashtag the vote. All those motherfuckers who didn't show up today at our town hall. Every fucking one of them is selling you out and canceling you for their own
we can talk about Jimmy Dorkin can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
All over the last couple of weeks. We like to troll. We like to go the night before one of their primaries. We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling. Bernie Sanders was very upset. Why would he be there? Why? Because I want to win. I want to keep everybody happy. 8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives. So this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese. A real beautiful company.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody. Retweet. That was a retweet. That was an opinion of somebody. Retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take everything. Retweet. I'll put it out there.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
We hate
Really? How many people do that? You mean they moved out and then they said, "Ah, the hell with it, I'll move back in"? You know, it doesn't sound like very normal. You mean they moved out and what? They missed it so much that they wanted to move back in?
Well, then,
not good. Believe me, not good.
The battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil.
And he's like this, and we will,
Hello, users! What's poppin'? Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? I think it's on. Holy shit. Woo! Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of Above It All, the hittest of the hit shows in the world. Just the whole world. Is the opening music from Gubble? Yes, Gubble Supernova is the song choice, of which, reminder, I've got the world record in that game. Just saying, just throwing that out there. It was a retweet. So this camera tripod is, like, really bad. And it keeps, like, flailing, so bear with me. But yeah, this is day 3, no coffee. Day 3, everybody. Day 3. Someone cue the SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs with the fucking bell thing. Someone get that in here. This is day 3, everybody. No coffee. Day 3. Let's go. So far, so good. What could possibly go wrong? We've got Max the dog sitting right behind me. As you can see. Look at this fucking dog. Look at this motherfucker. Look, the dog's moving. Oh my god. Amazing. Anyway, I'm going to say hello to everyone in the chat room from the top down. Dusty Scarlet, Bethany Rhodes, hello, hello. Hello, Jeffrey Barois, hello. Bob. Hello, Bodan. Hello, Mike Silver. Hello, Home. Hello, Shuryef. Hello, JL. Hello, Joe Chen. Hello, Mr. Freak Glitcher. Hello, Mila. Hello, Smiya. Hello, Hamster. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, John. Message retracted, but I'm saying hello either way. Hello, Addy had me like. Bitch, you gotta get ready for school. You gotta get ready for school, motherfucker. Seriously. Not daycare. School. Hello, Nicholas. Hello. The chat snapped again. Matthew Tulip. What's up? What's up? Hello, Cherry. What is up? Hello, Abogakul. What was my dream this time? I did not have much of a dream last night, unfortunately. I know, right? It was interesting, but it wasn't, you know, anything I can explain on stream. You know, there's no reason. It was like, you know, a personal experience, I guess. Hello, Unknown Stoyle. Hello, Patty. Hello, AMC Thousandaire. Again, reminder, we got to start talking about these hot sauce options at the AMC movie theaters. This is very important information, and we're going to start a movement here, folks. We're going to force the vote on hot sauce at AMC's. Hello, Jehovah. Hello, Dwayne. Hello, K-Pop. Hello, King of Badgers. Yes. Can this not be every day? Eddie had me like, you destroyed me, I'm going to destroy you. That's how this works. You said I play boomer games. I said go to school. Not daycare, school. Okay, motherfucker? My lord?
Look, school, not daycare. School.
Oh my god. Max, did you fart? Why did you do it? This dog. This fucking dog. Why did you do it? This dog. I had a dream that a group of people were reviewing my porn collection. Oh my god, could you imagine? One of these days, like when I'm on my deathbed, I'll release the porn collection. That'll be like one of the last things. Actually, you know what? Even better, it'll be in my will. So I'll have to die first. That way I never know what people think. But once I die, the porn collection will be revealed. So look forward to that. But again, none of you are going to be alive because it'll be in 200 years from now. Well, actually, 170-ish. Because I plan on living to the ripe old age of 200. That is my current plan. So we'll see how that goes. Show us your hands. Is hand fetishes a thing? I hope not. But here are my hands, as you can see. I'll do some hand washing motions. Look at that. See that? I'm doing this. I don't know what that is, but I'm doing it. Right? Scrubbing under the fingernails. That's exactly what I'm doing. Alright. The Jace base. Hell yes. Oh, God. Max, why'd you do it? Anyway, hopefully everyone's having a good morning this morning. I'm having a good morning. And, so that's... There you go. Is that turquoise? Sure. Why not? Oh my God, this dog. You can't see this. Look at that dog. You see this dog? What is that? What is that? Look at this dog. What are you doing? Oh no! Ugh. There it is. Okay. Fucking bullshit. Fair share is a bullshit concept. Ugh. God damn it. Whew. Wow. Man, I gotta get a new tripod because this shit is not, this is not working out well. One of these days it's gonna like fall down in the middle of like an actually, like, I'm doing like an actual segment or something. It's gonna like collapse itself. So. But yeah, now Max the dog is up. Max the dog is moving around now. Bob Carmody, what's poppin'? Good morning. Hello, hello. Alright, so there's some stuff I'm going to be talking about today. A lot of stuff, like, you know, I'm at this point. How large is my room? How many square meters? I don't fucking know. This is my room. So you do the math. And then there's some shit, you know, there's that wall. There's Max. There's the door. There's the wall. You do the math on that one. There's me. I don't know how to, okay, that's me. Alright, yo, that hurt my arm. My arm's tired, holy shit. Oh my God. Very nice room. I mean, it's okay. How can you call yourself a true leftist and not live in a cardboard box? Now, that's a good question. Some 3-meter tacky adhesive, not gonna happen. Nope. Eight dogs wide, pretty big. I mean, it's okay. My desk, I don't like my desk, to be honest with you. I don't like my desk that much. It takes up way too much room, and it kind of makes me uncomfortable. Like, I've got like probably like a solid 33% of this room that is just kind of eaten by my desk situation. And I want to like move shit around, and I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the desk situation, okay? Let me just put it that way. Not a huge fan. Hate my desk. I need a new desk. I need a new desk as well. Anyway, so wow, the last 12 hours was interesting. So apparently AOC did an Instagram live, and that's caused a lot of you know, that's caused a lot of outrage in certain spaces, I guess. I'm not sure why. But I got some clips from this Instagram live that I'm going to be playing in a little bit. Should I talk about Michael Tracy? Like, I really don't want to, but I might, you know? I could. Theoretically, I could. But, like, this guy is just, like... This guy's crazy. Like, the guy is nuts. Like, Michael Tracy is, like, probably the most deranged person in the history of persons. Wow. Maybe I'll do that. My coffee is done. No coffee for me. This is day 3, everybody. No coffee for me. I'm gonna build one of those fold-down desks. Well, I don't know about that. That sounds like complicated. I don't even have a desk. Well, I have like an L-shaped desk, but like I don't know if I need an L-shaped desk. I really don't think I need one. And like I know you get extra room or whatever the fuck the bullshit is, but I don't think I need an L-shaped desk. Like I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm pretty sure I don't. Anyway, let me slightly adjust my seating posture by building a pillow fort in my location. Hello, Ninja Do. Hell yeah, you are hot and sexy. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. I've been saying that for years. Finally, people are listening. All right. So yeah, I got a few clips of AOC's Instagram, and if someone wants to send me more clips, I am totally and absolutely interested. But these are just, you know, again, I only get what I see. And so if there's another segment that you thought that was interesting that I'm not going to be covering, like, send that to me on, like, Discord or in a Twitter, like, at me on Twitter, you know, that kind of bullshit. Just send that to me. Hope I'm good today. I hope so, too. I'm looking pretty good. Looking good, feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. This is me. Right? Anyway. Alright, let me slightly adjust my pillow fort. Alright, so, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez decided to go on her Instagram, which I do not have, so I could not watch the live stream, but there were clips posted on Twitter, and I've got a couple of them open, and we can watch, but this seems to be the one that's going to be the most, like, viral moment or whatever. I hate to use that terminology in this, you know, context, but, you know, this is the world we live in, so we gotta get used to that language, I suppose. But either way, so this is AOC describing the moment she thought she was going to die, and it's I watched about like maybe 20-30 seconds of it, and it's a 2-minute clip, so we'll watch the full thing, and you know, brace for impact.
Like I'm here, and the bathroom door starts going like this, like the bathroom door's behind me, or rather in front of me, and I'm like this, and the door hinges right here, and I just hear, "Where is she? Where is she?" And this was the moment where I thought everything was over. And the weird thing about moments like these is that you lose all sense of time. In retrospect, maybe it was 4 seconds, maybe it was 5 seconds, maybe it was 10 seconds, maybe it was 1 second, I don't know. It felt like my brain was able to have so many thoughts in that moment, between these screams and these yells of, "Where is she? Where is she?" And so I go down and I thought I was going to die. And I had a lot of thoughts. You have a lot of thoughts, I think, when you're in a situation like that. And like also one of those thoughts that I had was, you know, I just happened to, you know, be a spiritual person and be raised in that context. And I really just felt like, you know, if this is the plan for me, then people will be able to take it from here. I had a lot of thoughts, but that was the thought that I had about you all. I felt that if this was the journey that my life was taking, that I felt that things were going to be okay.
So yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, if anyone's ever been in a situation that's extremely high stress, this, I think, resonates. At least it resonates with me. I've been in high stress situations. And again, like, there are these moments where, like, I think I'm going to die, and then, like, you have that whole life flash before your eyes, kind of like, you know, you start, like, thinking, like, what's gonna happen, like, what's gonna happen after I die, like, that kind of scenario. And, you know, again, it really, you have to understand the, like, capital insurrection attempt, really, like, again, like, for whatever reason, the media just pretends it's over. They just don't care about it anymore. You even see all these people in, like, you know, the left media space, you know, and I'm going to go into that later, just pretend, oh, it's no big deal. Oh, whatever. Sure, whatever. A bunch of crazy people with guns and zip ties wanted to kill other lawmakers in AOC. Whatever. Like, I just covered this clip of Glenn Greenwald, like, 2 days ago, saying that AOC is a, like, whiny baby and she needs to get over it. Right? And it's like, a lot of people in this world have never been in high-stress situations. They have been maybe in moderately stressful situations. You know, like, for example, dealing with, like, losing my house when I was a kid. That was a very, like, moderately stressful situation. As in to say, it was very stressful, but it wasn't at the, you know, it wasn't like impending doom, literally right now situation. Whereas, like, if you are in a situation where you are you are 100% convinced that someone is going to kill you, that is a very high stress situation. And that really just affects the way your brain functions on an intrinsic level. I've been in very high stress situations. I've had people whom I thought were going to kill me try to hurt me. I've had people whom I thought were going to kill me. You know, I've had, like, you know, SWAT officers point guns at me and threaten to kill me. I've had, you know, individuals who, I don't want to go too far into it, but I've had individuals try to kill me with, like, glass and other, you know, sort of situations. You know, and you think it's like, one wrong move and my entire life is over. You know, and I've been in that situation. But not that, like, not a lot of people have. Now, a lot of people just think, oh, I've been stressed before, it's no big deal. You know what I mean? But for anybody, this is like a human level. You have to understand, AOC is not like a fucking, she's not like a big wig, like, person in a suit. She was like a moderately, like, normal person that got involved in politics. So you have to understand, this is her perspective. She wasn't, like, groomed to be a politician her whole life, that kind of scenario. She's a relatively normal person. And sure, yes, she's been in politics for, what, like 3-4 years now. That doesn't change the fact that she's a relatively normal person. And so, for example, like, a lot of people seeing her talk about this, they might not know, really at all, what it's like to be in these high-stress situations. And so, you know, it's just one of those things that it's like, it's just horrifying. And again, there's all these people out there, that are just downplaying it. Oh, it's no big deal. Get over it. You didn't actually get hurt. Like, for example, I've had people, like, literally charge me with glass shards and try to kill me, and the only reason I'm still alive is because I managed to get out of the way, right? Without a bruise. I managed to evacuate that situation without a bruise, right? Not a scratch on me, but if I didn't evacuate that situation, I would be dead. I would not be here right now. And I've been in other situations that are not nearly as scary as that one. But, like, my point here is, you don't need to be bruised in order to almost die. Like, someone, like, if they point a gun at you and shoot, but you somehow manage to dodge, that doesn't mean you didn't, like, almost die. Okay, sure, you dodged a bullet in you know, in this hypothetical sense, and you're not bruised, but someone still shot at you and attempted to kill you. So, like, there's a lot of people that are saying, like, you know, like Glenn Greenwald, freak show, carnival barker, dumb fuck motherfucker, psychopathic shit for brains asshole, is going out there saying, oh, she's fine. She didn't get hurt, so she's okay. Meanwhile, Glenn Greenwald is in an armored compound. I don't want to talk about him too much. But I've got some other clips here that I saw. And I just want to play these other snippets from the same Instagram Live.
I'm a survivor of sexual assault. And I haven't told many people that in my life. But when we go through trauma compounds on each other. I'm a survivor of...
So, that's another extremely important statement to, to get out into the world. Again, she is in a position where she is able to explain these things that happen to a lot of people in front of millions of people. And I've been sexually assaulted. I've had people try to kill me, right? And it's like, for example, right, I've been sexually assaulted, and then several months later, I moved to a new location. And so I'm at a point where it's like, okay, I'm in a new location, right? I've had people, like, just, like, try, like, harass me, right? I've had people, like, try to stop me or try to, like, talk to me in unwarranted situations. I've had people follow me. When I still lived in DC, I had people try to follow me home from the metro before, and I had to, like, weasel my way around my own neighborhood to, like, try to lose lose them. I've had people do that here in North Carolina, right? And it's every single time that happens, it's like, oh no, is this the time that it's like I somehow managed to not escape them? Is this the time where somehow, like, and that gets worse and worse and worse and worse as it goes on. And so there's another clip here that I wanted to play.
This past week, Ted Cruz and now Representatives Chip Roy and, oh, by the way, some of the other representatives who actually encouraged people to threaten members of Congress or tweeted out the location of the speaker are now telling me to apologize for saying and speaking truth to what happened. These are the tactics of abusers. Or rather, these are the tactics that abusers use. And so when I see this happen, how I feel and how I felt was not again. I'm not going to let this happen again. I'm not going to let it happen to me again. I'm not going to let it happen to the other people who've been victimized by this situation again. And I'm not going to let this happen to our country. This past week.
And so this is the same stuff that I was saying earlier. Renee O.C. tweeted out at Ted Cruz, like, you just tried to have me killed 3 weeks ago. And I got a lot of, well, not a lot, but I got a certain amount of pushback from certain people that it's like, why don't they just work together? That's their job. Like, again, Glenn Greenwald has been doing this shit, right? And it's like, you really, like, you don't understand how quick people forget things. Like, especially when we're in this scenario where we've got a 24-hour news cycle, there's always something new happening at all times. People forget things really quickly. Oh, there's a new president. Why should we impeach the old president? There's a new one. We're in a new era. No, we're not. No, we're not. It's been less than a month since these dumb motherfuckers had guns and zip ties and fucking Kevlar vests and fucking, like, Punisher logos and fucking white supremacist militias run through the fucking halls of Congress trying to kill lawmakers. Right? That was less than a month ago. And you've already got half of the fucking country saying, oh, let bygones be bygones. We need to unite. We need to unify. And it's like, what? What? And again, that's the same thing that abusers do. Like, it's literally the same thing. I mean, they will beat the shit out of you and then say, you can't tell anyone. You gotta forgive me. We gotta work together. I'll be better next time, I promise. And then there is no next time. Right? And then this is another thing. If you don't hold these people accountable now for the actions that they did, they're going to feel the room to do it again. I mean, this is like a sequential, like, thing over the last, like, 40, 50 years in this country. And you can even go back further. Like, you can go back to when slavery was abolished, right? That's why the KKK formed. To enforce, segregation outside of slavery. So if, certain black people were getting too uppity in their minds, they would go and kill them as a way of suppressing other people from being able to be free. As even if the Constitution says you are a free citizen, the citizenry involved said, nope, not on my watch, right? And that continues all the way up until this point, where you have these same grandchildren of the KKK, right, of slave patrols, going inside the Capitol, attempting to kill lawmakers, particularly women of color in the Democratic Party, right? And then you just have the media go like, oh, what's next? What are we going to talk about next? And then you've got even people that, again, they claim to be left-wing, like Glenn Greenwald claims to be left-wing. He's not. As far as I'm concerned, he's a neocon. As far as I'm concerned, like, what's the difference between him and someone like John Bolton? Honestly, and I mean that sincerely. Like, the difference is they just want to inflict pain and suffering on different classes of people. That's really the difference there. The innate problems and the brokenness of their brains are the same. They dislike certain people for arbitrary reasons, and they want to inflict pain and suffering on those people for arbitrary reasons. Right? And their mission is to inflict pain and suffering on certain people that they dislike for arbitrary reasons. That is their mission. So they're really, like, it's a psychopathy of the brain that, creates a situation where, yes, the grandchildren of slave patrols and slave owners and the KKK try to storm the Capitol and kill women of color in the Democratic Party, right? Water under the bridge. That's going to just let them, then they're going to want to do it again. Again, the Michigan thing that happened earlier in 2020, where they tried to kidnap the governor, and then everyone just forgot about it, oops, whatever. If say, all the people that were involved in that were held to account, and it was a national news story for like 2 months, I don't think January 6th would have happened. At least not in the way that it did. Right? But again, you give these people enough room, and they're going to say, all right, maybe I'll push it a little bit more. Maybe I'll push it a little bit more. Maybe instead of invading a state capital, I'll invade the country's capital. Maybe instead of invading the country's capital with zip ties, I'll invade the country's capital with a fucking bomb, They could have. They tried to. By the grace of God, they were unable to. But seriously, this is a huge problem. And there's so many people out there that claim to be right-wing, that claim to be left-wing, that claim to be radical centrist, that claim to be above it all, right? And they're not. They're just pieces of garbage that are selfish, and they want to inflict pain and suffering on people for arbitrary reasons because of political disagreements. That's really what it boils down to. They do not care about their fellow human, plain and simple. So if you watch this content from AOC, if you watch any of these clips and you come out of this going like, oh, she's rude and evil and dumb, I'm sorry, I've got news for you. You need a therapist. Not only do you need a therapist, but I think that you should probably not be allowed to participate in society, right? I don't want to go to a grocery store and have to see you there because I don't want to be around you. You are garbage. If you want to be an individualist and you don't like other people doing things, right? And if you think that when people speak out against abuse is a bad thing, then go live on an island somewhere. You don't need to be a part of society. If you're going to be a net detriment to society, then get the fuck out. Right? That's my opinion on that shit. And again, it's very powerful statements, and AOC is in a position where she is a relatively normal person and she's able to explain things really well, and she's in a position where millions of people get the message. And that's like, there's not many people in that position. She might be like one of the only people, if not the only person in that position, where she's like, again, relatively normal, is in a position where you have millions of people, and she's able to tell stories and explain things with extreme detail and poignancy. She might be a one-of-a-kind individual, given her situation, right? And so if you're going after her because of arbitrary garbage, I'm sorry, shut the fuck up, get the fuck out, like, unplug your internet and go be a lumberjack somewhere, like Dexter in the fucking season finale. Series finale. Like, seriously, I'm tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, so, and it gets worse. It gets, like, it gets worse. It's ridiculous. JL, $5. Lock them up. I mean, for real, though. Like, for real. Like, again, I'm sick and tired of these assholes that are psychopathic and deranged. And the reason why I, like, single out people like Michael Tracy and Glenn Greenwald is because these people occupy ostensibly left-wing spaces, right? And so, like, you know, someone coming to my stream is probably already going to know that, like, George W. Bush is a pretty bad guy. You know, so I don't necessarily need to spend time talking about George W. Bush at this point, right? But there's people that come into my stream that like Glenn Greenwald, and it's like, what? Sorry, I won't stand for that. I liked Glenn Greenwald like a couple years ago. Not anymore. And the same thing with like Brianna Joy Gray, Jimmy Dore, all these dumb fuck motherfuckers. Katie Halper, the Gray Zone, Max Blumenthal and that fucking outfit, Nico House, the Convo Couch. All these like ostensibly left-wing, they claim to be like far left. Yet somehow they hate anarchists and they hate anti-fascists. Yet they claim to be the furthest left possible, yet they hate anti-fascism. They hate anarchism, but they're the furthest left possible. I'm sorry, fuck those people. As far as I'm concerned, they're literally just a right-wing psychological operation. That's what they are. And I'm sure I could add more people to that list, but, you know, I would be getting lower and lower in the relevancy. And one of the problems as well, and I'm just going to go into the Michael Tracy thing. I'm just going to go into that now, and then I'll... God damn, this guy is embarrassing. This guy is... Does anyone, real quick, before I start this segment, can someone DM me on Twitter the link to Michael Tracy crying about Maxine Waters? And also, can someone DM me on Twitter when Michael Tracy was, like, crying in that, like, amphitheater or whatever? Just, like, give me those links. I'm sure I can find them. I'll look for them real quick, but... There's, like, a really good video of Michael Tracy, like, on his, like, hands and knees and crying like a bitch. I'm just gonna search Michael Tracy crying. I'm sure I'll find it. Michael Tracy crying. And videos. Let's see. If you find it, let me know. He always is. There we go. Oh, man. I found it. Alright. And we'll I found it. I forgot they did that. Didn't, like, they debate on, like, Russiagate or some shit? God, Russiagate, man. Russiagate's some dumb fuck shit. Like, I'm sorry, like, I've never, like, just a real quick aside, but you've never seen me talk about Russiagate on my channel because I have an IQ that's, I'm sorry, to be frank, in the triple digits, right? But the people that talk about Russiagate, and when I say Russiagate, I mean, I'm talking about the liberals that say, like, Putin is controlling our elections. And I'm talking about, like, the fucking so-called leftists that say there's no such thing as Russian influence. Both of them are equally as dumb, but for separate reasons. Like, if you unironically will say, in any context, that Russia did not interfere in anything that America's done in the last 6 years, I'm sorry. You are, by all definitions, a fucking idiot. You are a fucking moron. If you say, oh, Russia has no influence whatsoever in America, I'm sorry, you're just dumb. Like, and so I'm talking about all these, like, left commentators like Crystal Ball, Kyle Kulinski, and fucking, like, Glenn Greenwald that go out there and say, Russiagate, 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 ah! Anyone who disagrees with me is a Russiagator. What does that mean? I've literally heard people say that people are Russiagators. Like, what? Fucking dumb fuck shit. Katie Halper has been trying to weave herself into the Jimmy Dore universe for the last month or so. Go watch my Force the Vote playlist videos, and a couple of them have Katie Halper in it. So, but anyway, let me get into this Michael Tracy bullshit. So, Michael Tracy, who is a disgusting pile of human garbage, and if that triggers you, if you're triggered, you're already in the comment section. Actually, you're like, have fun with that. But Michael Tracy decided to, in response to AOC's Instagram Live, basically mock her and harass her for no reason, and say that she is an abusive manipulator. What? Right? So this is what he tweets. Plot twist, right? And then highlights. She says that the man turned out to be a Capitol Police officer. As if that makes the situation any better. If a Capitol Police officer barges into a room, by the way, reminder, 80% of cops voted for Trump. Reminder, the cops opened the fucking gates. Reminder, they opened the fucking doors for the fucking people that went into the Capitol. So, forgive me. If it's a cop. Glory day, glory day. That's what Michael Tracy's trying to do. Because he's a bootlicker bitch. A beta male bootlicker son of a bitch ass bastard. That's what Michael Tracy is. But he says, it turns out to be a cop. Well, okay. Why didn't the cop say, I'm with the police and I'm here to protect you. Where are you? Or something like that. Why did the cop barge into a room and say, where is she? Where is she? That's not cop-like behavior. But, again, this guy is a fucking freak. Michael Tracy is a fucking freak. Good to know that any loopy delusion expounded by a politician must now be respected and believed under the aegis of... What is this guy? Oh, yes, I just finished reading the Thesaurus. Like, what? Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can use, like, fancy words and stuff, and it's all good every now and then. But Jesus Christ, what is this garbage? What is this fucking garbage? And then he just keeps going. This is a master class in emotional manipulation. A genuine political rhetorical skill. Gotta hand it to her. Emotional manipulation? So, in order for this dumb motherfucking bitch for brains asshole to say that this is emotional manipulation, that requires the Capitol insurrection in his fantasy world. It requires that Capitol insurrection to be no big deal. Now, we know that they had pipe bombs. We know that they had guns. We know that they had zip ties. We know that they planned to take hostages. We know that they had tours beforehand and knew the layout of Congress. Now, if you don't know that, and you just saw like the grandma twirling that flag around, I could maybe understand why you'd say something like this. Maybe. Right? But Michael Tracy's a journalist. You're telling me a journalist is too dumb and lazy to look into any basic details of one of the most historic events to happen in our lifetime? What? No, he knows how dangerous it was. But also, it's his brand to shit on AOC no matter what. That is his brand. That's how his bread is buttered. That's what he gets paid to do. But he keeps going. People in media are the biggest ever suckers for emotionally manipulative political rhetoric when the rhetoric happens to align with their niche cultural sensibility. What? This sounds like anti-SJW bullshit YouTube fucking shit from like 2012. From like Gamergate shit. That's what this is. This sounds like Gamergate shit. They also love attacking, in vicious personal terms, anyone who skeptically evaluates the rhetoric of a political figure they consider to be a member of their cultural cohort. What? These words don't mean anything. Now again, being skeptical of politicians, that's fine. That's fine, okay? But this is not being skeptical of politicians. This is revisionist history, is what this is. This is saying the Capitol attack was no big deal. It was just some guy dressed up in a furry costume. It was no big deal. There weren't people with guns and zip ties. No, it was no big deal. That's what this is. This conspiracy theory that Michael Tracy is trying to postulate is It requires you to think that the Capitol terror attack was no big deal. And if you don't think it's no big deal, or if you do think it's no big deal, you are ignorant and you've been lied to and you are misinformed. I streamed the whole Capitol thing as it happened, and YouTube took down my stream because why not, right? Big tech censorship. I've been censored. Right, so I would say go watch my stream, but I can't, unfortunately. But I streamed the whole thing. I saw it all happen, right? But somehow, these people with the fucking literal, like, years and years and years worth of video archive of this event, they've somehow missed all of it. They missed every single frame of every single video of this event, except for the little grandma twirling the flag. That's the only thing they saw. Really? Really? And then you keep going. If experience tells me anything, hysterical, raging Twitter mobs are outlandishly wrong about 99% of the time. Stop fucking calling me. Jesus fucking Christ. So keep it coming, motherfuckers. Laughing emoji. Lunatics, lol. If you don't fawn over AOC's every word, again, no one's fawning over AOC's every word. It's, we are taking her testimony from an experience and an event that we know was extremely violent, right? And we are just taking her testimony at face value. Could she be lying? Sure. She could be lying. But also, why would she? What? It's just, I don't know, man. These people are disgusting. To all those lashing out in deliberate bad faith, I wasn't specifically referring to her sexual assault claim here, but rather the entire interweaving presentation where invoking trauma automatically mandates accepting a politician's incendiary claim. Incendiary claims? What incendiary claims? So Ted Cruz saying the election was stolen? That's not, whatever. AOC saying, oh, you saying that led to people storming the Capitol, which led to me almost dying. Oh, AOC! Why are you so incendiary? Oh, you're so rude. Donald Trump going out there for months and months and months saying the election was stolen. Whatever. Someone reacting to it? Oh! No! Fucking idiot. She invoked her alleged sexual assault in order to shame as abusive those who don't uncritically affirm her history. What? Okay, I'm sorry. She invoked her alleged. Okay, so now, okay, his last tweet is like, I'm not talking about her sexual assault claim. Now it's alleged sexual assault. All of a sudden, oh, I'm not talking about that. And then, like, 8 hours later, right? It's, oh, whatever, it's alleged. It's not real. Whatever. And again, I'm not, like, just here to shit on Michael Tracy, but look at this. Like, who is this person? AOC's live stream was manipulative. What? Like, who are all the people that follow Michael Tracy and go like, yup, I believe in Medicare for all. I believe in Me Too, except when it's AOC. What? What? 47 minutes ago. One of the weirdest aspects of this furor is the idea that I can bully a member of Congress. No one is saying that. Like, no one is saying that you're bullying AOC. It's you speaking, right, with a platform and attacking AOC. It's not about AOC's feelings. It's about you spreading lies and misinformation to thousands of people. That's what it's about. It's not about, oh, AOC's fifis, no! It's about you lying and gaslighting your audience into hating someone for no reason based on a lie and a conspiracy theory. The guy's a fucking idiot. 180,000 fucking followers. Right, now let's remember this, right? Here's a good video. Here's a video of Michael Tracy squealing like a pig when police were just a little rough with him.
Back up. Back up. Help me! Oh! My head! Get off my head! Get off my head! Get off my head! Oh! Back, please. Oh!
Step back.
I'm back.
Oh my god. Here's Michael Tracy crying. Right, this is, now remember, Michael Tracy's claim to fame is Maxine Waters physically assaulted him. He said that Maxine Waters physically assaulted him. Let's watch.
Russia's not our friend. Was Obama mistaken to forge military cooperation with Russia in Syria and to try to get a START treaty? You and I have a different agenda, young man. I'm out to impeach this president. Get that straight. I'm out to impeach the president. I'm not going to be converted by people who are Obama haters. Do you think...
Physically assaulted. Reminder, Michael Tracy claimed that that was physically assaulting. Reminder, Michael Tracy, I believe he said he wanted to file a lawsuit over this. This is physical assault. How dare Maxine Waters? Oh! Michael Tracy's been assaulted. Oh! Right, so spare me the fucking crocodile tears, you prick for brains asshole. And if you follow this guy, if you're like, oh yes, I trust Michael Tracy's opinion on news. How dumb, one, how dumb do you think I am? Because you're writing that comment to me. Oh, Michael Tracy's, how dumb do you think I am? How dumb do you think everyone else watching my video that would see your comment are? Right? And also, how dumb are you? That you're falling for this blatant grifter scumbag. And you just have no understanding of basic English. If you don't understand how trauma works, then lucky you. You've never been in a traumatic incident. I'm glad for you. I'm happy that you can go on living your life without PTSD. I'm happy for you. But not everyone is in that situation. And so if you're going to go out there and attack PTSD victims, right? I'm sorry. You can shut the fuck up, suck my dick, and go live on an island somewhere because that's all you're useful for. You're not a member of society. You're not a valuable member of society. You're a leech, you're a bloodsucker, and you're a scumbag. Plain and fucking simple. The same thing with those Glenn Greenwald-like motherfuckers, the Katie Halper-like motherfuckers, the Brianna Joy Gray-like motherfuckers, the Jimmy Dore motherfuckers, all of them. Fuck all of them straight to hell. Nico House, Fiorella Isabel, Max Blumenthal, get the fuck out of left-wing spaces. If any, this is like, seriously, I have been covering this stuff. Like a month ago, it was like, oh yeah, these people are just dumb and they don't understand how Congress works. Now it's like, oh yeah, they're really trying to like fucking have like a fucking left-wing to fascist pipeline, and it's as blatant as it ever has been. Seriously, fuck them all. And if you follow any of these fucking assholes, I question your sensibilities. I question your intellect. Now, if you want to say, oh yeah, I like Glenn Greenwald's work on Bolsonaro in Brazil, that's fine, so do I. But if you're going to follow Glenn Greenwald's opinions on anything after what he's done over the last few weeks, I'm sorry, shut the fuck up, get a fucking therapist, and maybe just like pet a dog or something. Go live life for something. Because you are too online, you are too caught up in this fucking culture war gotcha hypocrite game. And seriously, no one gives a fuck. Like, go outside and talk to a random person on the street. How do you feel about AOC's gaslighting manipulation? And they're gonna go like, what? No one gives a fuck. I'm sorry, but this shit is just ridiculous. AJ Weiss, every woman on earth who hears these men talk can see through their facade. Absolutely. Unless they're paid to not do so, like Fiorella Isabel of the Convo Couch. She is paid a lot of money to act as an abuser and to be like the one good woman who says, oh yeah, no, I'm a woman and I can say this as a woman. That's her role. Fucking scumbags, all of them. They're all scumbags. Fuck them all to hell. Fucking Sonic the Hedgehog in the chat. My god. Love that guy. Hello, TBTV. Good for you, Andrea. I'm very glad you're far away from these people. Thanks. Hello, Kurt. Hello, MC or MCC Shears. Didn't you, I think I saw you earlier. Say that you're new here, and so like I want to say hello and welcome. Yeah, reminder: Glenn Greenwald rage quit The Intercept because they were like, "Hey, like we'll let you publish this dumb story on Hunter's laptop, but like, can you like shorten it up a little bit?" And Glenn was like, That was Glenn Greenwald. You want me to like shorten my paragraph by like maybe 2 sentences because it's a little redundant? Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Jesus Christ. You got millions of followers. Bitch, you can't get censored. Like, it's literally impossible for you to get censored. I'm sorry. Hello, Status Coup. Thank you for the $9.99. Spot on, 100 emoji, etc. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I am sick and tired of these motherfuckers. Like, I am like, you know, like a month ago when the force the vote thing happened, I was like, I disagree. I think it's a good tactic in some capacity, but like, the way that these people have created this fucking bizarre alliance around it, I mean, man, it's just ridiculous. Man, these people, I can't, you know, I can't with these motherfuckers. Like, I'm just so sick and tired of them. Like, seriously, I'm so fucking sick and tired of these fucking douchebags, dude. Ugh. I can't, dude. I can't. I make these noises. I love making noises. Why do they act like believing AOC at face value on this specific incident is so forbidden? Like, how would it hurt them to do that? I don't know. They're just fucking crybaby losers. They're losers. That's what they are. Like, how do you have millions and millions and millions and millions of fucking followers? I've been censored! Like, I just don't understand. I just don't get it. I'd love to have Jordan on. That's up to him, though. Anyone is allowed on my show. I'll even have any of these fucking weirdos. I'll have Michael Tracy on my show if he wants. I tried to get Glenn Greenwald on my show. Glenn Greenwald went on Joe Rogan's show and talked about how trans people are icky and ruin sports. And I sent Glenn an email saying, like, hey, what you said was really stupid. Would you want to, like, talk about it? And he's like, I'd love to talk about it. Oh, like, what do you want to, like, do you want to set something up? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then he just stopped replying to me. So, I mean, hey, whatever. I'll let anyone on my show for anything. I don't care if you disagree, if you agree. We can talk about whatever. Yeah, I had Nico House on my show. Reminder, Nico House was like, I'm a classical anti-fascist. Remember that? I'm a classical anti-fascist. What the fuck is a classical anti-fascist? What? You're a classical what? You know, like, these people are dumb as shit, man.
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
Just, my lord. It really is. Like, all these people are doing the Dave Rubin thing. It's just crazy to watch. Like, it's just crazy to watch. They're all doing the Dave Rubin. Like, Dave Rubin has been more influential than any of us could have ever realized. Like, a year ago, when we were all doing, like, lol, look at Dave Rubin, right? Look how dumb he is. We would have never imagined. Like, a year ago, right? A year ago. Right, I was donating to Bernie Sanders' campaign. I was doing door knocking for Bernie Sanders, right? I was, like, taking everything Brianna Joy Gray said as gospel because she was, like, the press secretary for Bernie, right? I would have never imagined that people like Brianna Joy Gray would go full Dave Rubin, but they're doing it. They're doing it, so it's like, okay, whatever. So fucking dumb. Tracy's blood pressure skyrockets when he walks up a flight of stairs. Mr. Freak, you are implying that he is capable of walking up a flight of stairs. I remember I covered this Michael Tracy video on my channel when he went to Portland to try to harass Black Lives Matter protesters, and then he ran away and he was like, and I was just so funny, dude. Oh my god, these people are fucking dumb as shit, man. I'm just so sick of them. I got a smudge on my glasses. What is that? What is that? There's like a bizarre substance. Can you see this? What is that? I don't know if that's visible. There's like a very bizarre substance. Hold up. This is bizarre. I'm being censored right now. I literally can't even see. I'm censored. Just for those of you who don't know how bad my vision is without glasses, I can't, like, the chat is not even arm's length. Like, if I stretch out my arm, like, I can't extend my fingertips, right? So, and I can't read the chat. So I cannot read anything on the chat. So I'm just saying, I have very bad eyesight. There's like a mysterious like purple liquid on my glasses. Like, what the fuck? A mysterious purple liquid. That was really bizarre. Anyway, I think the deep state is trying to fucking censor me, dude. Legit. I think the deep state is censoring me. Anyway, I want to look more into, this is a video I discovered this video. I found this video. I was searching through, you know, I live in North Carolina, right, by, Roanoke. So I went to Roanoke, right? I was excavating the scene, trying to find Virginia Dare's skeleton, and I uncovered this video. And I'm just kidding. I just, you know, it was retweeted and showed up in my Twitter feed. But it's a good video, and I wanted to show this video, especially today, while we were talking about AOC and all that stuff going on. By the way, in case anyone's curious, my show is 2 hours now. So, you know, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., that's the show time. So I got a whole extra hour. I might have to pee though. So that's like, we're going to have that discussion. I drank a lot of water before starting the show. I might have to pee. So I'm going to try to hold it in, but again, you know, I don't want to get uromycetitis, you know, so I don't want to die. So, you know, bear with me here. So I might need to take a break. But anyway, Lauren Boebert, whom, by the way, is a very bizarre individual, decided to give tours on the Capitol a couple days, if not a day before the Capitol terror attack. Lauren Boebert said, "I'm going to bring my gun to the halls of Congress for the Second Amendment, blah, blah, blue, 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 ba-doo-da-doo." Right? So, this group, reallyamerican.com, I don't really know them that well. Right, but I love watching these, like, you know, videos, because it's just fun, and, you know, fuck Boebert, and let's watch.
Newly elected Congresswoman Lauren Boebert is uniquely responsible for riling up the violent mob that stormed the Capitol and nearly succeeded in killing her fellow members of Congress. The morning of the deadly terrorist attack that killed 5 people, Boebert tweeted, "Today is 1776. The Trump supporters banging on lawmakers' doors that afternoon said the exact same thing. 1776! In the days before the riot, Boebert herself led a group of Trump supporters on a tour of the U.S. Capitol, according to Congressman Steve Cohen.
I just want to say, it's really, like, I love, like, this fucking, like, movie trailer. Like, if you, like, let's say you, like, were in a coma for, like, I don't know, 10 years, and you woke up and you saw this video with no context, you would think it's a movie. Like, I'm just saying, like, I love it, and it's great, but, like, this is all very important information. So I'm just saying, yes, is it interesting that this is, like, a movie trailer, right? Yeah, but, like, it's important information, and if this is the way that, like, normal people can understand how dangerous these people are, so be it. Right? Is it kind of cringy? Sure. But really, the substance is what matters. So let's just, you know.
Capitol, according to Congressman Steve Cohen.
We saw Congressman Boebert taking a group of people for a tour sometime after the 3rd and before the 6th.
But the Capitol has been closed for tours due to COVID. Boebert wasn't leading a tour, but a reconnaissance mission, so rioters knew exactly where to go when they attacked the Capitol.
And it's important to know that, again, they talked about this on forums like Parler, Gab, the Donald. They talked about, they shared maps of the Capitol. They studied them. They probably recreated the Capitol in Doom and did like some speedruns of it or something. Like, these people knew what they were doing. Yes, a lot of the people that went inside the Capitol, like the grandma with the flag or whatever, yes, they're dumb. They didn't know what they were doing. But they gave the people who knew what they were doing cover so that they could be safe in trying to get to the Senate chamber with zip ties.
She even tweeted out Speaker Pelosi's movements as the Capitol siege was taking place. The 14th Amendment.
I'm sorry, like, this is just really good with her, like, evil, maniacal. I'm just like, it's
siege was taking place. The 14th Amendment to the Constitution states that anyone who has participated in sedition is ineligible to hold office. Lauren Boebert needs to be expelled from Congress.
Now, this is where my disagreement goes. Not Lauren Boebert. All the members of the Republican motherfucking goddamn son of a bitchin' party, Madison Cawthorn, Matt Gaetz, all these fucking cringers, I can name them all, but I don't have the list in front of me. All 140 odd of these people, the 11 senators who objected to the election results, okay? They need to be expelled. Not just Lauren Boebert, not just Marjorie Taylor Greene, not just Josh Hawley, not just Ted Cruz. Every single one of them. Expel them all. They violated the Constitution. Amendment 14, Section 3. It's that motherfucking simple. Anything less than that, I'm sorry, is also aiding and abetting an insurrection, right? I'm sorry. If Nancy Pelosi or Joe Biden don't want to hold these people accountable, then I think they should be maybe expelled under the 14th Amendment, Section 3, because they are giving comfort to people that wish to insurrect against the United States of America. Now, yes, is that a little radical? Maybe, but these motherfuckers need to actually start doing something for once in their goddamn lives. It should be an easy sell for Democrats to, like, they've got a way to expunge almost the entire Republican Party, the cult of Trump party, right? They've got an actual way in the Constitution to get rid of 140 plus members of Congress, and they're not gonna do it? I'm sorry, but shut the fuck up with that bullshit. So again, it's not just Lauren Boebert. Is she one of the most important ones? Yes. Right? Yes. But it's not just her. It's the entire Republican Party. Every single Republican who didn't congratulate Joe Biden, maybe let's say 3 weeks after the election, let's be generous, right? If you didn't congratulate Joe Biden 3 weeks after the election was certified, at that point, fuck you, go the fuck to prison.
And prosecuted for aiding and abetting an attack on our country.
I mean, again, it's an interesting, you know, is that it? They just have like a 30-second end reel? Jesus Christ. It's an interesting video. Again, you know, this is how you appeal to normies. I get it. There's some normies out there. But I mean, again, it's not just Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's not just Lauren Boebert. It's not just Josh Hawley. It's the entire Republican motherfucking goddamn son of a bitch and shit fucking party. You need to understand that. And if Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden want to just turn the page, I'm sorry. 14 Section 3 them too, because they are giving comfort. The text, I will read to you the text of the 14th Amendment. I will read to you the motherfucking text, okay, of the 14th motherfucking Amendment. Do you understand to me? All right. Section 3. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state. So again, every state legislator, every state senator, right? They're all under this as well. Who have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or, and this is the important part, given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. If you do not expel these people, you are objectively, not subjectively, you can shut the fuck up if you disagree, you are objectively giving the people who wanted to kill our lawmakers aid and comfort because you're not holding them accountable and you're giving them the space to do it again. Plain and motherfucking simple. Expel every single Republican who objected to the election results at the very fucking least. And if that does not happen, then honestly, I think 14th Amendment Section 3 should be applied to every member of Congress who isn't pushing for it. And right now, that's basically everyone except Cori Bush, the Squad, and a couple of other stragglers. Get rid of them all. We need a new government of people that actually give a fuck. That's my opinion on that situation. So, thank you for watching that. And I am very upset, as you can tell. How was that? All good? Joe Biden going out there and saying, oh, we need the reasonable Republicans. Sorry, 14th Amendment, Section 3. Step aside. There's no such thing as, oh, we need a reasonable white supremacist. What? What? We need a reasonable anti-democratic white supremacist. Oh, just get the reasonable ones. What? Sorry, 14th Amendment, Section 3. Get the fuck out. See you, Joe. Goodbye. You owe me $2,000, by the way. Man, these motherfuckers. I swear to God, these motherfuckers. Like, ugh. Motherfuckers. Like, I'm serious. Motherfuckers. Like, I can't with this shit. So, let me get a vibe check. I know I'm a little amped up right now. Not to be confused with the hit podcast that Ryan Knight hosts, right? Love that guy. Just kidding, obviously. But I'm a little amped up right now, but what's the vibe check? Like, it's okay to be angry, but, you know, we're in a podcast right now, you know, let's chill, right? Let's, you know, have a little, let's, be happy here. I think I'm gonna go take that pee break. I think it's gonna have to happen. I apologize. I know, right? I know. This bitch is gonna stop 100 viewers, and I'm gonna take a pee break. I promise I'll be quick. Gotta be quick, alright? So I'm just gonna take a pee break. Yeah, so, right, or I will be right back. I will be right back. So.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught...
Hey! What's poppin'? I forgot to put the music on loop, I noticed. Whew! For those wondering, yes, I have a stack of random video games to put my camera on, for those wondering. Whew! I ran up and down the stairs. I'm a little tired. Got my cardio for the day. Drink some more water. Motherfuck. Alright, so let's get a vibe check. How's everyone doing? How many people did I lose? How many people did I lose? I lost many people. Now imagine like you're like some dumb bitch, right? And it's like, wow, I'm watching a great stream. Oh, but they need to go to the bathroom for 3 seconds? Well, I guess I'll just leave. Like, I'm sorry, man. If you left, right? Like when I went to the I was literally gone for like 3 minutes, right? I'm sorry, but like, come on. Y'all's a bitch. I'm just saying. Let me just tell you, okay? Hello, Riolan. Hello, Champagne Comunista. Hello, Fun Police. Hello, Yuger Tocherian. Hello, Peter Benson. That's capitalism rotting your brain, thinking people can't take pee breaks. I know, right? 3 minutes of soup. And they lay it in the ground, and the anarchists take it. They lay it in the ground. Big bags of soup. I can't with that shit, man. Yeah, how's everyone doing? I got a few more things I want to talk about. So let's just get right into it, I guess. Real quick, before I get into this next segment, I would like to issue a daily reminder that if you are consuming food products that contain high fructose corn syrup, you are killing yourself. Almost every single processed and packaged food product has trace amounts of high fructose corn syrup in it. And if you consume high fructose corn syrup for every meal of every day of your life, you will die probably 30 or 40 years before you're supposed to. Fructose ages your liver at 7 times the rate, and it leads to fat accumulation around your liver. It leads to fatty liver disease, which is a disease that typically is associated with alcoholics. And it also leads to metabolic syndrome and insulin resistance. So hopefully, if you didn't have breakfast yet, you're going to look a little bit more into what your next meal is going to contain. Be healthy, be happy, and fuel your body. Food is medicine. It is nothing else. If you put something in your body without the express purpose of it being, beneficial to your body, I'm sorry, that's called addiction. You are a drug addict, plain and simple. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing to be a drug addict, but you got to understand, if you're a drug addict, you're a drug addict. Like, your drug might not be nicotine, it might be sugar. Drug addict is a drug addict, and I'm down to help you with that, but I just want to issue that daily reminder. I got some new viewers here, so I'm just throwing that out there. So, interesting view. I mean, it's okay to have dessert, but are you going to eat dessert every single day? Oof, sorry, that's a drug addiction. If you eat food with high fructose corn syrup, that is eating dessert. If you have, like, let's say a lot of packaged jarred tomato sauce has high fructose corn syrup, and you're like, oh, I'm going to make spaghetti with my jar of tomato sauce. Sorry, that's not spaghetti, that's dessert. You might as well eat cake. You might as well eat a brownie. You might as well eat a fucking bag of M&Ms. Obviously, there's minor differences, but my point is, what the effect on your body is the same as dessert. So, another thing that they do is they fuck around on food labels to make it seem like there's very minimal added sugars in food. Like, so for example, you can round down to 0. If you've got less than like 1 gram of added sugar, you're legally allowed to round down to 0. So what they do is let's say like your jar has like 10 servings or whatever. Well, let's say you just make it 15 servings, and then that way each serving has, 0.4 grams of added sugar. Well, that's each serving, and because the servings are minuscule, like a teaspoon of spaghetti sauce, I'm sorry, no one's gonna fucking eat a teaspoon of fucking spaghetti sauce. That's not gonna happen. You know that's not going to happen. You are lying to your customers, and your customers are dumb as shit, and they're just buying it anyway because they don't know any better. They've been lied to. So I'm just throwing that out there. I want to live another 45 years, hoping cybernetic organ replacements are available. Yeah, me too. I'm planning on living to 200, motherfucker. But again, eat well, be well. Food is medicine. If you don't treat it as such, I'm sorry, but you're gonna die soon. The whole entire purpose of fast food and processed food is to kill you before you retire. Plain and simple. They want you to work, and then as soon as you can stop working, they want you to die. They want you to keel over before retirement. Fuck that pension. Fuck that Social Security. Die in the hospital at the age of 60, and then you don't have to get paid the, Social Security. You don't have to get paid your pension. That's the goal of American capitalism. If you're an anti-capitalist, you should be anti-capitalist when it comes to your fucking food intake. You know how America has military bases all around the world? Well, capitalism has military bases in your fucking arteries. They've got military bases in your liver. They've got military bases in your kidney, and they're not afraid to use them. So you got to get rid of that shit one way or another. I'm just letting you know. That's my PSA. Anyway, let's get back into the news. All right. So, on the subject of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Instagram Live, Katie Porter was on MSNBC and decided to give her, her perspective of this series of events. And so let's listen.
Did you know just how deep Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez's fears were at that time?
Well, at first she saw me, and we waved. I went into my office, and a couple seconds later, she knocked and she said, could we come in? And I said, of course. And she began to, her staffer was trying to describe what had happened. And Alex is really usually unfailingly polite and very personable. And she wasn't even really talking to me. She was opening up doors. And I was like, can I help you? What are you looking for? And she said, I'm looking for where I'm going to hide. And the thing that will always stay with me, the two memories that really, especially as a mom, I think were just really powerful for me, was when she said, I was saying, well, don't worry, I'm a mom, I'm calm, I've got everything here we need, we could live for a month in this office. And she said, I just hope I get to be a mom, I hope I don't die today. And the second thing is she was wearing heels. And I remember her saying to me, I was wearing flats, and I remember her saying to me, I knew I shouldn't have worn heels, how am I going to run? And we went and we found her a pair of sneakers to wear from one of my staffers, so that she could run if she needed to literally run for her life.
How long did the fear of...
I want you to understand the context here, right? This is some real, again, when I streamed on the morning of January 6th, and I don't want to make this all about me, but my point is, I saw all of this happen in real time, and I was genuinely horrified. Now, there is a difference when you watch something, let's say the next day, when you know the Capitol terror attack didn't kill lawmakers, right? Okay, you know the ending of the movie. Therefore, when you watch the movie, that, your understanding of that movie is changed because you know the ending. You know they didn't win, right? But when I was streaming on January 6th, right, and then when the cops let them in, I was genuinely afraid that I was about to stream people being shot and killed. And that's I didn't want to be in that situation. It was horrifying, right? So you have to understand, now I'm just streaming that shit, right? Obviously I'm not there, right? Now imagine being in that building. In that moment, you don't know if you're going to live or die, right? And that's what these fucking jackasses like Michael Tracy aren't getting. They didn't pay attention at all to the Capitol terror attack until maybe 2 weeks after it happened, already knowing everything that happened. So you have to understand, when you are in that situation, when you are face to face in these scenarios and you do not know what's happening next, you are living in the moment, right? It is horrifying. It is absolutely horrifying, and you need to understand that. And so I just wanted to say, Katie Porter going on there and corroborating this and boosting these very, very important words of AOC's, I think, is great. And I don't really have much to add on this clip, but I'm glad that they were able to obviously be safe, but I'm glad that they were able to trust each other enough to be able to say hello, I need help or whatever. I'm glad that everything is okay on that front. And again, 14th Amendment, Section 3. Every single Republican who bought into the Trump lie when they knew that Trump was lying needs to be expelled from Congress. If they do not get expelled, we are going to have to deal with this again. Plain and simple. 14th Amendment, Section 3, declare the Republican Party a terrorist organization. Move on from that point. Plain and motherfucking simple. These people are not Americans that disagree. They're not conservatives. What are they conserving? Look at Trump's presidency and look at the debt. What are they conserving? They're not conservatives. These people are freak show carnival barkers, and they need to be treated as such. Throw them in a fucking prison cell, and then fucking make them a traveling circus around the company, or around the country, rather. I'm sorry. Country, what's the difference with this fucking hellhole, right? But that's what they're good for. They're a traveling circus. Anything less than that, or rather anything more than that, giving them a platform, members of Congress, legislate, no. These are jesters and carnival barkers. Throw them in a fucking, like, you know, a pit somewhere, give them a flaming hoop, and see if they can jump through and get to the other side. Walk them on a tightrope or something. These are not regular people. The Republican Party is a terrorist organization, plain and simple. If you disagree, I'm down to have that conversation with you. But, I mean, seriously, at this point in time, come on. It's like, come on. I fucking...
Get your words straight, Jack.
Unbelievable. What shocked me most was the hours and hours it took place. The reaction was deliberately related. Most was the hours and hours it took place. I don't quite understand, Joe Chen. Two FBI agents soted and killed in Florida? What? Hello, Cambion. We're kind of finding out who the actual leftists are. What do you mean by that? I remember when we looked at it live, it was a choking event. So your live stream should be shown in schools. My live stream was taken down by YouTube. Reminder? So, if you want to, like, help me out on that one. One sec. You can feel free to signal boost this Twitter thread. Reply to the Twitter thread at Team YouTube on Twitter when you reply and ask them why they are removing content that show the real horrors of the Capitol terror attack. Watched it with you all day. Absolutely jaw-droppingly terrifying. That's what I'm saying. Shot and killed, Felix means. Okay. I'll look into that. This whole AOC thing has been a total Rorschach. Wow, misspelling. Anytime she says anything, leftists have the worst opinions. I mean, I don't personally consider people like Glenn Greenwald or Convo Couch or fucking Nico House or fucking Gray Zone or Useful Idiots or Bad Faith. I don't consider them leftists. I consider them liberals with an agenda to institute fascism in this country. And either that is their open and adamant agenda, or it's just they don't care if that happens. And coincidentally, these are all rich people. Brianna Joy Gray, rich. Glenn Greenwald, rich. Nico House, rich. Right? The Gray Zone, rich. Like, these are all people that are extremely wealthy. So. It's interesting that, oh yeah, they're also just like cisgender, you know? They don't really care. Like Glenn Greenwald openly attacks transgender people. Nico House openly attacks transgender people. I've seen a lot of these other people openly attack transgender people. So they're all just like cis supremacists, if you ask me. And if you scoff at that term, then, you know, maybe do some introspection. Why would a liberal want fascism? Liberals don't necessarily want fascism. However, they enable fascism. And that's the key thing. Define liberal, someone that believes in capitalism in any capacity. As far as I'm concerned, there's a binary of anti-capitalist and pro-capitalist. Now, social democrats are pro-capitalist. That makes them liberals. And liberals, for the most part, are okay with enabling and accelerating the rise of fascism. Now, there's few exceptions, but there's very, very few exceptions. Absolutely, Gino. Absolutely. I don't think Bernie is a liberal. I think Bernie might be more liberal than he was, but I don't think Bernie is a liberal. I think Bernie is absolutely anti-capitalist, but he's also a little bit calculated in that approach. I am not a liberal. I think capitalism is evil. I think if you want to pin anything on one thing, I think the most important thing is anti-capitalism. You need to be against capitalism.
I know these are terribly complicated questions and our time is up, but are you a capitalist?
No, I'm not a capitalist.
So you don't believe you're a capitalist?
No, I'm not a capitalist.
And our time is up, but are you a capitalist?
No, I'm not a capitalist.
Time is up, but are you a capitalist?
No, I'm not a capitalist.
So you don't believe in the profit motive, free enterprise? If I have a better mousetrap, I make more money.
There's something to be said for free enterprise on a local level and competition. But what we're happening in our society is we don't live in a free enterprise society. You live in a corporate capitalist society where in virtually every single industry you have giant multi-billion-dollar corporations competing, driving the small businessman
But let's
out.
pretend it would work without all that kind of acquisition of power that is unfair and doesn't...
Do I believe that the profit motive is fundamental to human nature? The answer is no. I think the spirit of cooperation, that you and I can work together better rather than having to compete against each other and destroy each other.
Bernard Sanders, Mayor, Burlington, Vermont. I know that...
So yeah, I mean, is Bernie a capitalist? Nah, I don't think so. I know. It's a classic clip. Bernie is the model for how you infiltrate the system as a communist and almost become president. Almost. God, 1 year ago, I was like, ooh. When was the Iowa caucus? Wasn't that like literally a year ago? When did Iowa shock the nation? February 3rd. So tomorrow's the 1 year anniversary of Iowa. You have shocked the nation? My God. Fucking Iowa, you have shocked the nation. I can't. Oh, what a bunch of fucking bullshit. Alright, y'all, I've got some more news stories I'm gonna get through. So bear with me. Oh my God. Alright, ugh. I guess I'm not gonna cover that one because I just got a paywall. Let's do this one. Pete won Iowa. LMAO. Could you imagine thinking that Pete Buttigieg won Iowa? I have gotten into so many arguments about that shit, and it's just hilarious, man. But that's another thing about, like, just, like, history is written by the winners. You know, like, if Bernie were to have, like, gone all the way up until, like, and won the president, maybe, you know, Wikipedia wouldn't claim Pete Buttigieg was a winner of anything. But, you know. Rep Corbin. Hot Mike, hot girl. Thank you. Iowa shocked the nation, then everything went to shit. Iowa, you have shocked the nation. Michael's Chris Matthews impersonations. Oh, those are so good. Impersonation, that's a better... I love impersonation. I mean, impression, I guess, is more accurate, but impersonation is, I mean, more accurate considering Michael's ability to do that stuff. Alright, so this is an article I wanted to share because this is important to me. Do you remember when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris said that they would decriminalize marijuana in the first 100 days of their presidency? Well, I do. So, Max is currently stretching. I heard his bones. So, let's read this article from The Verge that was published yesterday that is going to give us an update on that situation. Now, I want to remind everyone that the executive could reschedule this drug with the stroke of a pen. I want you to... you need to understand that. So, theoretically, it could have happened on day one, and they chose not to. They are choosing to keep people in prison for non-violent drug offenses, which there is no such thing as a non-violent drug offense. Like, that just doesn't exist. What? That's called it's called sleep in your bedroom. You're fine, dude. You're chilling. Like, there's no, like, you're not like, what? I was arrested for a non-violent drug. Like, that doesn't exist. So I want you to understand that. Just a few years ago, it would have been unthinkable for a major political party to call for decriminalizing marijuana. But in 2020, the Democrats did just that. Approved in August, the platform called for decriminalizing and rescheduling marijuana through executive action, with support for legalizing medical marijuana and expunging past criminal convictions for cannabis-related offenses, all on the table. Democrats believe no one should be in prison solely because they use drugs. The platform states, Democrats will decriminalize marijuana use and reschedule it through executive action on the federal level. Now, those are two incompatible statements. I want you to understand, those are two incompatibles. Democrats believe no one should be in prison solely because they use drugs, but they're only going to decriminalize marijuana? What? What about all those people that are addicted to heroin that got sent to jail instead of rehabilitation? What about all those people that are addicted to cocaine or crack or methamphetamine or other sorts of drugs that were sent to jail instead of being given medical treatment? You can't say Democrats believe no one should be in prison solely because they use drugs and then come out in favor of just decriminalizing marijuana. Sorry. Incompatible. A lot has changed since August, and the first few weeks of the Biden administration have been consumed with trillion-dollar stimulus plans and the pending impeachment of Donald Trump. But decriminalizing marijuana is still a pivotal issue for millions of Americans, with more than 500,000 arrests for marijuana possession each year. What? And while advocates are willing to accept a delay, there's mounting pressure on President Joe Biden to ensure decriminalization doesn't fall off the agenda entirely, and mounting anxiety about whether the new president will make good on his party's platform. Advocates argue the timing has never been better for decriminalization. Between last summer's criminal justice protests and a slow but steady rise of support, a recent Gallup poll showed 68% of Americans supported legalization, a step further than decriminalization. The highest figure since Gallup started polling the issue in 1969. In November, voters approved new cannabis laws in 4 states, and in December, the Democrats in the House of Representatives passed the MORE Act, which would have legalized marijuana and expunged the criminal records of people convicted of marijuana-related crimes. The bill died in the Senate. Another reason why we need to nuke the filibuster. But to make good on the pledges of executive action, decriminalization advocates will need support from the White House, not just Congress. And Biden's position is much less clear. The White House did not reply to a request for the comment from The Verge about whether Biden would move forward with reforms outlined in the Democrats' 2020 platform. But there's plenty in his background to make activists worried. Biden was once a leading voice in the war on drugs in the 1980s and 1990s, although he changed his position on marijuana during the 2020 campaign. Candidate Biden went from not supporting legalization at all to supporting decriminalization of the drug and leaving it up to states whether to allow recreational use by the time he was the Democrats' 2020 nominee. Most importantly, Biden said he would reschedule cannabis as a Schedule II drug so researchers can study its positive and negative impacts. No. Cannabis should not be on the schedule list at all. Right? I'm serious. Like, if alcohol is fully legal and 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds can drink with parental consent in some states, then give me a fucking break, you freak show. Despite Biden's mixed messages, legalization advocates think the issue is too popular and urgent for Biden to ignore. I think the Biden administration agrees with us, at least on the piece of expunging past records, says Martiza Perez, director of the Office of National Affairs at the Pro-Legalization Drug Policy Alliance. At this point, this is something the administration cannot ignore. The administration and this Congress have to do something. The Drug Policy Alliance wants Biden to fully deschedule cannabis, with the focus on criminal justice reform. The alliance also wants Biden to reinstate an Obama-era policy that blocked federal law enforcement from taking action in states where marijuana was legal. Perez also notes that legalization advocates may have an ally in Vice President Kamala Harris, a main sponsor of the MORE Act in the Senate, has been supportive of legalization in recent years. I'm very skeptical of that. Like Biden, Harris's views on legal weed have changed over time. In 2010, she opposed the ballot measure, which ultimately failed, to legalize cannabis in California. But in 2018, she co-sponsored Senator Cory Booker's Marijuana Justice Act to legalize marijuana at the federal level, mainly because marijuana laws are not applied and enforced the same way for all people, she said at the time. And Harris reiterated during her vice presidential debate with Mike Pence in October, remember the fly? That a Biden-Harris administration would decriminalize marijuana and expunge past weed-related convictions. So, again, that's extremely important. You need to know that she has put herself on the record, but also she's flip-flopped like 3 dozen times. So, hello, Max. Look at this dog. ACAB most certainly applies to Kamala. Abso-fucking-lutely. But yeah, you can read the rest of this article if you'd like. I just wanted to kind of like put this back into the zeitgeist. Remember, this is a very important thing that affects millions of people, including Max, because Max decided to invade my live stream on this extremely important subject. Yeah, so I just want to keep this in your consciousness. They promised this in the first 100 days. And if they don't do it in the first 100 days, then I'm sorry, go fuck yourself. If they do, again, do this, that's an easy way to coast to a good 2022 midterms. So I want that to be understood. And, you know, if they renege on all of their promises, they already fucked over the $2,000 stimulus checks. So if they fuck us over on weed too, they're probably not going to... The 2022 is going to be a disaster. Max is currently destroying a bear. Anything left-leaning Kamala did during her Senate career, I consider a PR move for a presidential run. Agreed. Radicalize me. Agreed. Alrighty. Yeah, that's basically my show for today. I'd love to get a special shout out to my acquaintance, mutual follower on Twitter, the Letter Hack. He drew me. He drew like a bunch of left wing people in YouTube, and he drew me. I'm involved. This is me. I don't know anything about Star Trek, but I'll take it. So I just wanted to point that out. That's super cool. So go follow this fella. Posting that in the chat. Definitely go follow them. I hope I get drawn more, because obviously I'm beautiful and more people need to be drawing pictures of me. They need to be speaking about me. This is extremely important. One of the most important things of our lifetime. So just wanted to point that out. Yeah, that's basically the show. That's it. That's the show. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate, especially for new viewers. For all the new viewers, like, hello, y'all. How's it going? If you're new here, raise your hand. Go like this. If you're new here. And if you're not new here, you can go like this. If you're not new. If you're new, go like this. If you're not new, you go like this. There you go. I'm catching up with the Discord. Reminder, you can join my Discord server. The link is contained at speed.dog. But yeah. We're infiltrated to get above it all 1 million subs. If I ever got 1 million subscribers, damn, you bet this world would be a better fucking place. I want to talk more about the money thing. I know, right? This bitch. Again, I want to say that now that the numbers are processed for January, the final tally is that I have made 4 times the amount of cash on YouTube in the month of January than I did in the month of December. 4 times the cash on YouTube from December to January. So, thank you, JL, for $10. Thank you for the fire stream. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you're welcome. I just want to show, like, a bar graph. Like, I want to show a fucking bar graph. Like, how do I do this? How do I show a fucking bar graph? Take a picture of it. So I want to show this bar graph on stream. So this has been my YouTube income over the 12 months without the numbers, right? Now, my brain cannot comprehend this, right? These are numbers that my brain is unable to comprehend. So yeah, this is we're mooning. Seriously. You got to invest in Cyberdyne 531 Industries. That is absolutely correct. The bar is clearly going burr. So I don't know what February is going to be like. But if February continues at the pace, or even, at like half the pace, you know, like, it would be incredible. But I've got a lot of big plans for this year. I've got a lot of big plans. And so the money helps for my big plans. Last year, my big plan was to do this podcast. I started this show on January 1st of the year 2020. It is clearly now February 2nd of the year 2021, so we're going 14 months on this shit. But I've got, like, you know, part 2 of, you know, Operation Grift here is coming very soon. But if February or March or April are even close to what January was, then goddamn, right? So, because if, you know, as of December, I was making, like, just enough money to kind of get by without, like, really worrying about rent or utilities or all that shit. But if my income is the same or even within a relative margin of January, then I will probably never have to worry about rent again, which is, like, a very, very nice feeling considering, like, we're in the middle of a pandemic, right? So I'm just throwing that out there. I appreciate all of you. And we're mooning here at Cyberdyne 531 Industries. So you want to get in now before I've got, like, millions of subscribers. You want to get in now. Because think about it. Like, 6 months from now, I'm going to have, like, 800 live viewers, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out your messages because I remembered you from January. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, oh, shit. I'm going to say Smia was like, damn. And then, like, you know, AJ was like, whoa. And then Jeffrey was like, I'm 34 and I have no family. You know, and then the rest of the new kids, I'll just skim over their messages, right? That's going to come, you know, so you got to get in here now. You got to start chatting. Hell yeah. We're about to hit 20 months on GMC. Hell yes. Love to see it. Reminder, 2021 is going to be epic. 2021 is going to be epic. If you are subscribed to me and if you are caring about what I do in any capacity, then 2021 is going to be epic. Trust me. I've got a couple of things. I'm not going to announce them yet because I'm doing that whole thing. You know, that whole thing? I love being able to, like, look at this. I'm teasing you right now, right? Like, I've got a bunch of things, and they're just going to happen. And I'm not going to tell you what they are yet, but you'll know. And then you'll be like, oh shit. And then it'll be epic, but also, you know, it'll be epic. Because epic is like a non-good or bad situation. So it could be terrible. Could be horrendous. Could turn out extremely badly. But it'll be epic nonetheless. So it'll be fun to watch. Yeah, so... I guess Bob Carmody is going to come into my chat room and start shilling for the majority report. Of course, they're leeching off of my viewer base. And that's a huge problem, and we really need to figure that out. But yeah, just again, if y'all have any other shows that you like watching on YouTube or any other platform that you would like to see me collaborate with or whatever, feel free to shoot them a message because, again, I've got an open policy. I'm down to talk to anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you want to talk about. I'm down to have a podcast episode with literally anybody. So if you've got someone on your thing that you like or whatever, send them like a message. Hey, there's this bitch, like literally, and you should go on her show. She accepts open invitations. Just send her an email. Say that to whoever you want, including but not limited to majorityreporters@gmail.com. Hello, Real NN. We got 70 more czars. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I use PayPal to donate. Speaking of PayPal, I got a very incendiary PayPal donation that I would like to read out. An extremely incendiary PayPal donation. Have I talked to Kentucky Fried Conrad? He's been on my show like twice, actually, I think. That I have not spoken to any Jeffs recently. So I got a very incendiary PayPal donation that says, quote, start saving dumbass. So, an extremely incendiary comment. In fact, it was so incendiary that I am going to, in fact, save it. Not just the money, but I'm going to save the incendiary nature of this comment. If you would like to give me more money on PayPal, I get less fees. I get more money because there are less fees. So if you want to send me money, but don't want to do it through YouTube, feel free to give me money on PayPal. That would be very much so appreciated. And if you want to give me money on Patreon, that would also be cool. I love Patreon. One day I'll do something for my Patreon. Probably not, but at some point. The only perk of my Patreon at this point is to get access to the secret Discord channel. So, there you go. TBTV my hood. Hell yeah. I don't support anything Elon Musk is involved in. I do. If only I can make money off of it. And then as soon as I make money off of it, I'm done. Speaking of which, what's Doge at? Where's the Dogecoin army? Doge's not bad. Could be better, but it's not bad. Alright, y'all. Again, I really appreciate... tell your fans how much YouTube gets. I think YouTube gets like 20% or some shit. So if you send me $10, I get $8. Something like that. And, with PayPal, if you send me $10, I get 10. So, something to consider. And post the PayPal again. It's just right there. I'll post it again. I mean, if you want me to, I'll post it again. But fuck. But I do appreciate everything nonetheless. It means a lot to me. And I don't know quite how to say thank you in such a way that doesn't translate to, like, look at this YouTuber trying to pretend to be emotional. But I do want to say that, again, I love all this support. And it makes getting up in the morning a lot of fun. And I just appreciate it. And so I'm glad that you're in this moment of human history. You are sharing this moment of human history with me, and I'm sharing it with you. And it means a lot. And again, reminder, eat healthy. Whatever your next meal is, don't have fructose. That's dessert. Like, you might as well be eating a chocolate bar with every meal. Just gonna have chocolate bar with my pancakes. Hell yeah. Gonna have a chocolate bar with my... In fact, you can put the chocolate bar on the sandwich, right? That you're gonna have for lunch. Just get the cheese grater out, but instead of grating cheese, you grate the chocolate on your spaghetti. What's the difference? So be healthy. Be alive, care about yourself, care about everyone around you, and we're going to build a beautiful world. I am 24 years old, right? So I'm down to build a beautiful world with the rest of my life, and if y'all want to stick around for me or whatever, that would be amazing, and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, Cocoa Puffs, I'm sorry, man, but goddamn. God-ass damn. Someone giving you a donation then insulting you is like Christians who buy a CD just to burn it. Well, they're not insulting me. They're just, they're being cheeky, which I'm okay with. But yeah, so. Gonna be combing the stream for frames of Max. I can just get you a pic. Like, I got a pic on Twitter this morning, actually. That was actually pretty good. Hold up. Like... There you go. It's Max the dog, everybody. This is in the morning. I woke up. Literally, I wake up, right? And I've got a sleep mask on, right? So, like, I wake up and I'm like, ugh, right? Let me give you... I don't need my headset on. Let me give you, like, a little bit of So I wake up, right? And I'm like, ugh. Right? I do this and I open my eyes and then this fucking dog. This dog is looking at me. Like that. And I'm like... And then I grabbed my... I just dropped my phone. I was doing a skit and I dropped my phone and I don't know if I can get it. I'm going to have to climb underneath my desk to go get the phone, so that's a problem. But then I took the picture of Max, so... Hello, Corretto Share, 199. Thank you. Yeah, goodbye. Y'all have a good one. I appreciate you all for being alive. I appreciate you all for being here. And have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
And then they have cans of soup. Soup, force. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people, and, you know, I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together.
Who are you worried about? I'll tell you who I'm worried about. I'm worried about the fact that our workers are seeing a decline in their standard of living. They want to see our industry be rebuilt. They want to see our industry be rebuilt. That's what they want to see. No more B-2 bombers. No more Star Wars. Let's make the quality products we need. Let's invest in American industry. No, I won't yield. In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt. They think that maybe, given all of the crises facing this country, it's about time that there was some bold leadership here and that this institution made some hard choices.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Watch Hillary examine the terrain. Watch a campaign with the man Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine in the membrane.
Did you use the word smart? But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people.